Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I just been chilling. Really? Go and how bright is it in here? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I did. MLGO, insiders, institutions. MLGO. Hmm. Good morning, good morning. Today, just looking around, the two that have gotten the most volume today has been MLGO and HOLO. Previous movers that we watched, XOS and EFOI got some pretty high relative volumes. We'll see where MLGO and HOLO will fall. I haven't found any news on either one of these. Um, Let me see. And MLGO wouldn't even pull up over here on NASDAQ for a minute. Let me see if it'll pull up now. Nope. So that's not working. Yahoo Finance, I was able to pull it up. Float is looking like under a million at Yahoo. But I didn't see any news on MLGO. It says last month was their last. I'm looking at 4 months ago. Let's see press releases. Yeah, last month was their press release. MLGO isn't showing any kind of float, and I'll be more interested in MLGO than Hollow. Let me just see if Hollow has some kind of news though. Press releases. Right. So this one has something from yesterday on Hollow. Says Microcloud Hologram Inc. develops local quantum coherence for precise detection of quantum phase transition (QPT) phenomena in multi-model systems. So they had a little bit of catalyst maybe yesterday afternoon or something, and both of them are moving on sentiment. So we'll see which one is the high performer. But I mean, the one that's getting the most attention is MLGO with 58 million shares traded over here, up 184%, and Hollow is only up 21%. So I don't know. I think I would stick with the one with the most involvement. Not saying I would just jump into it for the open or whatnot, because we look over here on the 15 minute, we can see that it's already made quite a bit of a move. It made a move starting in aftermarket 3 o'clock yesterday, got up, going into the close right up in here at $3, and then dipped down to 250, went up to 435, and so we kind of got this point up here around this $3 hold dollar level that's kind of questionable of what it's going to be doing. And then we have a point down here around 250. They got kind of a hard test. So we got about 50 cents of questions. And then if we go over to Hollow, good morning, Donnell. We go over to Hollow, we can see that it started its move also at 3. $1 or yeah, 3 o'clock. $1.20 something cents got going up. Made this nice little move to the close at 150-ish area, which is kind of where the point of control is sitting on this morning, 149. Went up there to 165, and that move is just a whole lot smaller. I mean, 150 up to 165, 10 cents. It's not very exciting. Then it has this bottom that it looks like it's tested 1, 2, 3 times, which is the 138. So it has its questions in here, 149 kind of being like a point of control, and then down here this 3-level tap, 1, 2, 3 at 138. But it's only up 20%. So like I said, I like MLGO better. I don't like it the most on the day because it doesn't have any, we don't know what's going on. I hadn't had news in months. So, it's just kind of moving in sentiment with HOLO. Okay. Let's look over here at the larger time frames for MLGO. This one has been a previous popper. Let me zoom in a little bit Okay, so we can see that had this pop from, well, actually it looks like it's been through a reverse split. So that's not showing the correct prices. Let's see, 115 all the way up to 791. That sounds about right. Then it had another gap up, 115 or 175. So yeah, now it's sitting around this 250 level up here. We'll see. We shall see. 59 million shares traded. It is a low float. It has been dangerous in the past. So I'll say be careful. Plus, it's on a Friday. I don't think it moved on a Friday last time when it did pretty good. Oops. Let my tea steep too long. All right, there we go. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, over here looking at the NQ. Look at this daily chart. Or not really daily chart, this is the 15-minute. So it had this big drop off where we saw a whole lot of bleeding out yesterday, a whole lot of the large caps that were down bad. Now it is back above the ATR highs and looking bullish, forming those higher lows, looking nice and bullish there. So likes that. Let's also check out what our crypto brethren are doing. Go flip this out. Bitcoin going back towards 100K. Ooh, all of my crypto is back up green. Nice. Okay. Well, I haven't really been super focused on it because I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. I just look for different projects that I think could do good in the future and let them roll. Let them roll. It is 8:18 right now. So we got about, 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes. MLGO coming back towards that $3 whole dollar level. And Holo doing the same thing, got that downwards move. Now I'm thinking if this thing is moving in sentiment to Holos, because Holo has the recent news, if it's moving in sentiment and Holo breaks down this 137, MLGO may follow. So I would definitely use that because they're very similar. Last time they moved in sentiment as well, so I'll just be careful with them. I did claw my way back to green after last week's debacle. So what I've been doing is no matter what size I take, I pretty much am risking about 50 bucks per trade. And I'm entering really slow. I'm not, jumping in 1,000 shares or whatever. I'm just entering a little bit at a time. And if it starts moving in the direction that I like, cool, I'll just add. And so I'm adding to winners basically. So I'm getting a level that may be well. Actually, yesterday, what did we trade yesterday? Was it XOS? XOS was this one? Yeah, this is the one. So I played a range on XOS yesterday. It actually did this big move up in the morning, and I really didn't get any kind of, play in here during the morning time. It was so fast and really didn't show any true buying. I was like, I don't know. But it came down and started forming this little area during lunchtime, and I was like, okay, well, what I'll do, I'll mark this off 580 and the up to the 645s where it looks like it was struggling during lunchtime, and then I just played this. So once I saw this 580 hold, I jumped in around that $6 flat level, and it got moving up, and I sold at the top of this little range. I wasn't looking for a big breakout or anything like that. And then I sold and I waited for it to do the same thing again, came down again, held the 580. So I got back in, got a little bit more off, and that was a trade. So it was 2 trades, 2 green trades. So that was cool. But, I kind of like to be in something before it does this move. But if that opportunity isn't there, I just take what I can get. But you can see these little red lines out here. These were my entries and basically my stop outs. So once I get to as I'm entering, the stop moves up. So it's like, moves up, moves up, moves up until, and it's basically where I would lose 50 bucks at. So this is the script that I have running in here. Is this it? Yeah. So I just called it size cal 2 or whatever. But what it does is you can enter account value, whatever your account value is, but you don't have to. So that I was just kind of playing around, and you can do it by percentage, but I'm not using percentage. I'm actually using the dollar amount. So, I could switch over to account side count and put an account in there and put like 2,000 in there and do a percentage and just put this to no, and it'll do the percentage, 3% of 2,000. Or I could say yes, and I could just use this, and I could say, okay, well, I want to risk 100 bucks, and I will. Where's my okay button? I can't even see it on the screen. I got to take it to another screen. Okay, okay. And so now I'm risking 100 bucks. I'll apply that. And now when I enter, it'll say, okay, well, where would you lose 100 bucks based on your position size? So if I have 100 shares, I lose 100 bucks, in a dollar move, right? So let's say if I bought 100 shares at 580, where would I lose 100? So they'll put it at 560 or 480. Yeah, 480 down there. And so it'll be sitting around this ATR high actually. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing. But I've been risking 50, and it doesn't matter what size I'm in. So I could be in 5,000 shares, but I'm risking 50 bucks, you know. Let's see. So back over there to switch that back over. So I go to 50, and the way that the percentage works. So if I say no, and then I set this to, I don't know, about 5,000, and I'm using 3% of a $5,000 account, and let me press OK over here because I can't see it. Okay, then I press OK here. It's gonna say, okay, well, you got 150 bucks of risk with 3% on a $5,000 account. So that's what that script does. Press yes, and then change this back to 50. Okay, apply, apply. And so now we're back to 50. Anyway, that's what I've been doing to kind of save, just really manage risk visually first and see it. Oh, this is where I'm going to lose my risk amount. I could be in 10,000 shares. And the only problem with the bigger size you go, the closer it really gets to where you are. Like it'll put that line right where you entered. It's like, okay, you're risking 10,000 shares. You only have what? How many cents do you have to lose 50 bucks on 10,000 shares, right? And I guess it would depend on your price as well. So, but yeah. Keeps me out of some bad situations. MLGO may create bad situations today. We'll see. It's got 60 million shares traded. We have 5 minutes to the open. We've already viewed what the NQ is doing. It's looking quite bullish right now. But we know that this is the end of the week. So a lot of times at the end of the week, this thing does not do like really true moves in a direction. A lot of times it kind of just settles and does kind of like consolidation into the weekend, because a lot of people are taking profit, or they're just, getting out of the way, just chilling, Very rarely do I see the NQ just make a huge move in one direction and not make a big reversal back to the mean. Like, let's say if it does, this big move into Friday morning, it may settle somewhere up in here around 22,150 and just chop around, just chop, 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 chop all day. Hollow is a very wiki stock right now. Still needs to get down there and see what that 138 is talking about. MLGO has a point of control at 330. Yep, that's what I'm thinking, Danielle. MLGO is just a big risk. And it just depends, sometimes what I've been seeing is the different, like, you have pre-market, you have the intraday, you have all of these different time frames, and it's like, okay, well, if this thing did all of this in pre-market, let it find a support. Let me let it find some place that is noticeable. Let me not rush into this thing, because, and of course, I've been looking at the 15 minutes, so you know when I see a bottom, I'm like, okay, this is something that is probably playable. Let's try it. And like I said, I'm entering slow, so if I got only 2, 3 shares and it dumps on me, I'm like, it's whatever. It's whatever. But if it holds there and that confidence is built there and it starts moving up and I add, all it does is just add that or move that average price up, but I'm still in a winner. So I'm not really adding to losers unless I'm super, like, if I got one share and it drops down from, let's say MGLO is at 315 and it drops down here to 238 real quick and I add one more share. I got 2 shares. But my average is somewhere in the middle, 275 or somewhere, right? So I'm not at a super big risk. The problem is when you enter too big too fast. You get 2,000 shares and you're like, well, I'm gonna add to this position. It's like, well, that position can definitely just some little moves could put you out of the trade with the risk. So the first thing I do, know the risk. How much am I willing to risk per trade? And then what price do I need to set a hard stop at to give up on that trade? So I don't have to guesstimate so much. And what I do is I set the hard stop and then I'll add to the position, right? And then that'll move the price that I need to move to and I'll drag it up to that new price. Drag it up to that new price. All right, we are about to get the open here. MLGO. We'll watch MLGO. I mean, it's the only thing that I see on the scans right now. We'll see if anything new pops on. Let me see. I will refresh the scans real quick. Nope. MLGO and Hollow are the only things I'm seeing over 10 million that are moving. Or not moving, but they were moving. Kind of just chopping around right now. 20 seconds left. Man, it's crazy. It's the end of the month. I had to freaking dig out of a hole. And what I did to get in that hole, one, I was trading below the ATR high, taking these low trades, looking for them to go high and all of that. But I was like, you know what? Let me just get back to the basics, do what I was doing that was working, and it just started working again. I was like, oh, cool. MLGO, we have an ATR high up here of 342. What I like to see is that 15-minute explode through that ATR high and start holding that ATR high up above that 342 level. And remember, we had this little guessing game point here of the $3, and then we had the down here to the 247, but it's below the ATR right now. We'll see what happens. Let's jump over to Hollow real quick and see that it get to that point that we marked up, and now it's not even coming up. Come on now, Hollow. Not even showing up. It says 17% here. Okay. MLGO, what you got? MLGO has not even tested the ATR high yet. Has its bottom around 250. See if it'll pull up now. It will not. It's not even keeping up with the movement. Interesting. Anyway, these were our top low float movers out of pre-market. Nice move down through that $3 whole dollar level. ATR up here at 344. So I guess you could, if it were to bounce back up here to 315, you could play to the ATR high, but be ready to sell because it may slam on you. Or be ready to sell a percentage. When I take a trade, what shows up here is where the 75%. So let's say if I had 25 shares, it'll be like, okay, well, sell this much to get rid of 75%. Okay, hollow still not showing up, but MLGO will. Hollow only up 16%. Like I was saying, hollow is the one with the catalyst, which is weird. Okay, we're getting some more things showing up here. I see NAAS. I see PLTR. So let me flip over here to the scans. What just popped in? What just hit that 10 million mark? So NAAS up 56%. And it is under the ATR high as well. NAAS. It is looking like a lower float. Let's go to NAAS and see what they got going here. Press releases. Okay, press releases. 3 hours ago, NAS Technology announces U.S. 10 million share repurchase program. So they're repurchasing, buying up 10 million shares or $10 million worth of their shares. Let's see, do they have a price out here? Share repurchase. Company proposed repurchases may be made from time to time on the open market at prevailing market prices. In privately negotiated transactions and block trades. Okay, so that's kind of not good, because it's basically saying, yeah, they'll purchase at the open and they'll make the price spike, but if they stop buying and then it's just left to retail traders, is it going to go back down? What's going to happen after they stop buying at the open? Or if they have a block, if they're trying to get 1 million shares or something at each open, like what's going to happen to the retail after they're done buying, after their order finishes? NAAS ATR high is at 250 right now. It threw a wick up there, wasn't able to get up there, but I'm thinking it could. It's up 70 something percent. The relative volume is 349 times the normal. So something is changing in here. It has a top up here, previous top 260s, 270. So that's a 30-cent move up there to that top. And now tapping on the ATR high, up 77% with 50 million shares traded. 50 million shares traded. Now it does look like it's going to end up outperforming MLGO though, but we will see. If it can get that volume, if it can get up and beat out MLGO's volume, that would be pretty impressive. But I'm thinking it has it can get up here to 270, 265 if it does a nice break of the ATR high, which is sitting on right now at 251. Will they be able to hold it down? Okay, so it did get a test of the ATR high. Let's see if it holds. The bottom of this candle is 213, and then the body of this candle is at 230. So let's see how it holds at 230 level. The point of control is right here at 218, and we'll see if that moves up and if it can hold up this 230 level. $230, what you got? So now it is freezing because the chart isn't moving, but I see the level 2 over here moving. Let me jump around and see if I can see. So there's hollow. Did break down a little bit, but I'm not too interested in hollow. Hollow is only up 17%, not impressive. NAS holding up this 230 though would be a little bit impressive for it to get going back up, but I'm looking for it to break and hold the ATR high. So it need to get over the 250s. And that may happen later on in the day, but not rushing that. MLGO still kind of floating in limbo here in the first 15 minutes through a low down at 287 was the low. The wick on that candle. We're getting NAS coming, looking for that 230 hold. So there were some buyers right before the open here. And what I'm looking for is this, if this gets covered or it falls below $2, that's going to be a tweezer move to the downside. So that's a lot of momentum to the downside. But if it can hold this 230, there could be a possibility that it tries to go back up and retest this this ATR high. But I don't know what's going to happen. It's up 61%. I see MLGO pushing on downward. Hollow probably pushing downward as well. Yep. So NAS looking like it wants to become the one on the day. $225s. Can you hold up 230? Can you make 230 your backbone? $300, and it's got the highest relative volume for sure with NAS, almost 400 times the normal volume. Trying to hold in this area. Does not need to start breaking down this 213. It's not going to be looking too good. 217. Our buyer's going to come back and swing it back through 230. Point of control right now is 218. Yeah, it's just looking weak. I would just wait at this point. It's not going to do it fast. It's probably not going to do it right now. Yeah, MLGO breaking down 275s now. So all of the lower floats looking very weak right now at the open. MLGO down 11% since the open. NAS down 3%. Hollow down 4% and pushing. So it broke this triple bottom that it had, did 138, 138, 138, and got a break here. NAS not wanting to hold up that 230, I guess. All right. Well, I'm about to get to my morning meeting. Don't really see anything breaking those highs. Maybe it'll be something wow. So made the decision to do a tweezer move. That's the tweezer, pretty much covering or defeating all the buyers that made this move possible, and getting a lot of momentum to the downside. So we'll have to wait to see if something else comes up. And yeah, so that's definitely not a good look for NAS. Way away from that ATR high. And my mistake was when I see these dips, I buy down here thinking, okay, man, this thing is going to go back up, right? But the percentage of it to cross all the way back over is so low that it doesn't make sense to take that trade, right? So what I like to see is it to show me that, yes, this is ATR high, but once we're above ATR high, it shows that there is a upward trend or upward momentum. So as it's carrying, I'm more interested in getting a ride and for it to go parabolic above ATR high. Which right now, I don't like none of this. Anyway, I'm about to jump. I'm about to get to this morning meeting. Don't see anything to stick money into. Hopefully something else pops up, but these are the top movers that I'm seeing. And actually, I'm not seeing anything else hitting 10 million. Like I only got MLGO, NAAS, Hollow, and PLTR. Let me refresh this. T-ball. Got to be something else, right? Okay, there we go. MLGO, NAAS, Hollow, SMCI, Neo, Baba, a bunch of things that are not low floats. So pretty much low floats are at the top, but there are some things chasing them down quite quickly. Let's just scroll through these. So SMCI, that's what it's looking like. Failed that ATR high break. NIO, not showing up just yet. Baba, above ATR highs. RGTI, CELH, QBTS, and Grab, GRAB. It's what I'm seeing right now that have crossed that 10 million mark and are battling for who's going to be on TV the longest. Anyway, that is it for me today. Like I said, I'm about to get on off. I don't like watching these things when there's nothing going on. I rather just wait. I have my alerts, so if anything pops up on my low float scanner up here, that means that it's breaking ATR high. It has at least 10 million shares traded, and it has the high relative volume. The what am I trying to say? It has a high relative volume in comparison to a normal day of trading. So it'll hit my alert system, but I don't have anything in here yet. Let me just refresh this one there, and then go to, where is it? Low floats. Nothing popping up here. So if something pops up, I'll definitely put it into the Discord. But I don't really care. Like I'm good. I'm green on the week, dug back out, green on the month. Just looking to slow roll these last days. What is it, the 21st? So we got a full week of trading next week, 24th through the 28th. And so just kind of, chilling out for the month. Not really risking my life out here. MLGO still grinding lower. Yeah. So I'm not liking any of the looks of these, and I'm pretty sure they'll get enveloped by some of these larger floats that are getting more volume than them. Anyway, that is it for me today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're going to continue to trade, definitely keep your head on a swivel. This could be a Freaky Friday where something pops up towards lunchtime or something starts halting or something like that. So I would be more inclined to trade something like that than MLGO, NAAS, or Hollow. Something will probably pop up. If it doesn't, it'll just be a no trade day. But yeah, that's about it for me. Appreciate you guys once again. Appreciate you, Donnell, and everybody else that is nothing to see here. And whoever else is on some of the other streaming sites. I'm not seeing your names out here. But you guys have a great day. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.